The final instalment of the Belgium Cyclocross Tour, and we are back with the big boys. I'm on the start line with Mr. Tom Pidcock. It feels mental saying that, but we're at GP Sven Nys. I got a pretty decent start, and then you'll see just down here on the left, the guy snaps his chain. Absolutely, he was sat on his top tube. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. But yeah, it was full gas along here, super fast start, and then before you know it, you are in the thick of it, in the mud. And I was trying to go around the outside here, move up best I can, because really, this is way above my pay grade. These boys are so fast, but it was straight off and dismount. I think the front boys could ride this section, but you see in front of me there, that guy decides to try and ride it. Has an absolute nightmare, and we are off and running. And that number 58, that beautiful bottom there, was Mr. Fletcher Adams from the Wessex League. He's going full Mo Farah here. Go on, Fletcher! Look at him go. But yeah, it was just bike on the shoulder run. It was, you saw 47 was trying to ride it there. There was too many riders. If you were out at the front, you might have been able to ride this section, and it was muddy as well. So we were back on the bike here, but not for long, because as soon as we got back on the bike, go and look at my remounts. That is shocking, that remount. But yeah, look at everyone just elbow to elbow up here, and then we are jumping back off, dismounting back into the stairs and back in mud the other side. And this was the most physical course I have ever ridden. I'd say this and Clanfield Cross in the UK. Look at those ruts. Oh, deep mud again, and you're trying to find grip anywhere, and then you're just like, I've got to get off and run. You can see how deep it is. Fair play to this guy who's trying to ride it, but there was just bodies everywhere, and it was faster to run. Look at that. It was an absolute mud bath. But we're back on, and we're actually riding our bikes. Ignore my heart rate. My heart rate monitor was absolutely all over the place. I think it had run out of battery or something, but look at the mud. Absolutely love it. So yeah, this is Sven Nys's course. Go on, Fletcher, get out the way. He makes a mistake here, and it costs us. Fletcher Adams, look, he gets this little bit wrong, knocks me over. We both go into each other. Bloody chopper. But yeah, we're back off and running, and yeah, this and Clanfield Cross are probably the most physical courses I've ever raced, because you're off a lot, running a lot, there's a lot of climbing, look, more steps, and you just know that Sven Nys, the legend of cyclocross, knows how to create a course, and this was brutal. The fans were absolutely mega, but yeah, this was way too fast for me. The boys at the front make it look effortless, and we're going through a few little corners where it's a little bit drier here, and then down into this rutted section. This was look, you can't park there, son. If you get a rut wrong here, you are down. The ruts are insane. This next section, you'll remember it from when Tom Pidcock went like over the barrier. It's like little whoops down a fast descent, and everyone was absolutely slating him for it. Oh, it's because he was showing off trying to do a whip. But they do not understand how deep. Look at the guy in front of me. Look at me. We're all over the place. These ruts were so deep. You saw then I was like shot to the left. If you missed the rut, you were man down. So it really annoyed me when everyone online was like slating Tom Pidcock, because yes, he did do a whip, but that section was actually really hard, and no one like was giving it justice. It was super technical, coming down there at speed, and you were literally just trying to hit the ruts. Like here, look, bang, you've just got to. One thing I learnt from this course is you've really got to commit to going into a rut, and for me, I was going into them and I was point and shoot and hoping I came out the other side. I just hadn't experienced anything like it before. It was technical. Look at the ruts here. You've got to get in one and just hope that you come out the other side. The camera just doesn't do it justice, but we're off and running again. You can see some riders were trying to ride it. I think this bit's a fairly long running section in a second. I mean, I get back on here. Look at the gap they've put into me there through. One thing I've learnt watching these videos back, how important the remount is. Because if you're losing time on the remount and then sprinting trying to catch back up with the people in front of you, it's not easy. And the level of these UCI races is just super high. Look, so you can see here again, we're off and running. Look at that mud, absolute misery. And we're going to go into an off-camber section in a minute, and if I remember rightly, Tom Pidcock might have been like semi-riding this off-camber section. He might have been like scooting along. But it was super, super hard. You had to be, like, you can see that guy in front's trying to ride. It just pushed you down towards that blue roping at the bottom, and the ruts. Look at the rut. I cannot tell you. You've got to go and experience it. And I actually went and practiced the course like a few days before because we were staying pretty local to it. But once it had been churned up by the juniors riding the under 23s, all the ladies races, it was just a completely different experience. You're trying to put down all the power in the world. You're trying to find any bit of grass. And look, you can see how close I'm getting to the barrier on the side because I'm trying to ride as much as I can. But you can see there, as I've switched over, I've had to get off, dismount and run again. It was one of those courses where you were either going up a steep climb in a minute and absolutely selling your soul, or you were running because the mud was just so thick. I don't know if this course is ever dry. This race is always on New Year's Day. So wicked race, and hopefully one day I'll have the bottle to go and do it again. But in a bit you will see, I'm going to show the full first lap so you can get an idea of the course, and then you'll get to see I'm losing places here. Look, I'm dropping back. That was the guy that parked it in the rut earlier, and you come hammering down here and then into more ruts. You look, foot out, flat out. Love it. These little bits here, you just do not know where to point your wheel, and it was an eye-opening experience. I managed to come out of that a bit better than the other guy, but we're on the tarmac stretch here. We head up back towards pits. He's absolutely boing going for it. Love it. My heart rate's at 120. I'm cruising. Not really. It was like 180. My heart rate kicks in like towards the back end of the race. But yeah, I was one bike in this race, but it didn't matter anyway because I only got, spoiler alert, I only got about half an hour of racing before Mr. Tom Pidcock lapped me and I got pulled off. So that is the pit section there, and we're going back through an absolute mud bath. And then you go up over a bridge, and the next part of the course, that was the guy that snapped his chain. He's I think his name's Drew something, I don't know, but he's a YouTuber, got a wicked channel, and he's a proper cyclocross racer from the States. But you come up over here, and this is where it got really physical. It was so hard, and the camera's not going to do it justice. When you're watching these races on TV, you're looking at it and you're like, that climb doesn't look too bad. I kid you not. You go round this corner and your heart rate just goes through the roof because it is like a brick wall, these next few climbs. You basically switch back up, and when you're going to see Tom Pidcock do it in a bit, and when he does it, it's effortless. It blows my mind watching the elite boys. But look, you can see I've managed to close the gap on the guy in front, but this next little section was so steep. I don't think I had enough gears. You're just giving it, you can see the guy in front, you're giving it absolutely everything you've got, and we're doing what, 5 miles an hour. It was so physical, this course, and then you come hurtling down, and yet again you've just got to commit to the rut, commit to any rut and go for it. I got that horribly wrong. I mean, I committed to it, but my problem was I was going in the rut, out the other side of the rut, I'm shooting off the wrong direction. And these are all little things that it's been wicked for me to be able to see, like my remounts, dismounts, how important it is, and I'm going to work on it massively. 66 come past me like I'm stood still there, but this section here was so steep. I think I might be off running, or I'm about to get off and run. It was just, honestly, leg burning, your heart's jumping out your chest, and you've really got to be so powerful, but you've also got to be so skillful, because you come into this next section, you're absolutely hurtling down the hill over this little ridge, and then you're back into ruts, back into mud, and it is an incredible course. You've got to either go and spectate at it, or you've got to go and race it. And I think you can actually get on this course like any time. I might be wrong. It's actually always laid out for people to go and try. So if you want to see how savage it is, please, if you're ever in Belgium, you need to go and try this. It is wicked. But look, you go through these muddy sections, and in a minute the ruts again. Look at this. You're just battling the course the whole time. It's just such a battle. Look at it, and you're like, you can see here, I'm trying to get over to the left, find some grip over, and I'm practically in the shrubs trying to find grip. But look at that, you hit one of those ruts, it just stops you dead. And that's one thing, the Belgians know how to handle their bike. I've said it in the previous videos. They know, look, that guy's just pulling away from me and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. And that was because I really struggled, like technically, physically, basically everything needs to step up a level if I want to do these races again. But you're down past like the VIP tent here, few hurdles. I am definitely off and running these, as you can see. I have not got the techers. But yeah, I was just falling back through lack of skill, lack of fitness, and lack of confidence to really nail it into these ruts. But that is a full lap, absolutely mega course. This was probably the only bit of respite you got on the course, being on this tarmac stretch. And for me, I sort of ended up in no man's land. That I wasn't last, surprisingly, but I also was a long way behind the people in front of me. There's a huge range of abilities that do these UCI races. There's choppers like me, and then there's world champions like Tom Pidcock at the front. But I ended up in no man's land for a bit, and I said to myself, just do not give up today. Keep pressing on, enjoy it. It's your last race in Belgium. Give it the berries, give it the beans. And I carried on just absolutely. Look at that. I was starting to build confidence, hit the ruts, get through them, and slowly, just through digging in, putting the runs in and not giving up, I slowly started to catch a few riders in front. You can see them just on the run round the corner, and eventually I did catch this guy in blue, and we had a good little battle. You can see my heart rate now. It is back alive and kicking at 182. I think it goes all over the place again in a minute. But we had a good little battle, just taking blows at each other, trying to get through the ruts, digging in, and I really wanted to overtake someone, I'm not going to lie, and it was this moment just here, on the whoops, he decks it, you can't park there, Georgie boy comes straight past, I've overtaken someone in a Belgium UCI race. Your man's a legend. No, I'm joking, but that was pretty much all the action. I've got about 5 minutes left of racing, and you'll see here I'm moving over to the side because the legend that is Tom Pidcock is about to overtake me. I think I'll switch back over to the other side, but I was so excited to get this on camera. I'm walking here because I don't want to get in his way. They're racing for money here, but look how easily he goes past and up this climb. Blink and you'll miss it. Look at the power, look at the force he's putting down. You do not realise what it takes. And then I think Isabit and Van Torenhout go past me just here, hence why I've stopped. They're off and running, and I was like, quickly jump back on, you're going to get some wicked footage. Blink and you'll miss it. That is them gone. That is all the footage you'll get. They are so fast. It is mind-boggling. It's super inspiring, but that was pretty much race over for me. I basically just dug into the end and I got pulled just after the hurdles. So that extra lap I buried myself doing doesn't actually count because you don't go back past the finish line. But such a wicked experience, such a wicked race, and getting to see the top boys do it is super inspiring, super motivating. And I hope you've enjoyed this little Belgium cyclocross series that I've put on with the race footage. I'm super motivated to get racing again this year and see what I'm capable of, and hopefully go back to Belgium at some point and try these races again. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.